What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be predicting and looking over the game week 30 matches this weekend. So let's get straight into it. First game, we have Man United versus Everton, and I expect a dominant display from Man U. So let's start with them. And they've been really good this season. Rashford has been insane this season. Casemiro, huge influence in the midfields. But they haven't been in the best form recently. They have 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. And they sit in 4th place. On to Everton. They've been not bad this season. Sean Dyche has kind of turned stuff around. They used to be in the relegation zone. Now they moved out of it. And in the last 5, they have 1 win, 3 draws, and 1 loss. And Iwobi has been a decent player for them. And they sit in 16th place in the Premier League. So my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Man United. And next we have Brentford versus Newcastle, and this will be a solid game to watch in my opinion. Let's start with Brentford, and they've been good this season. They've been really good actually. Tony's been really good, and in the last 5 they have 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses, which isn't the best. They sit in 9th place. On to Newcastle. They've been really good this season. Best defense in the league. They only let in 20 goals, I believe, in 28 matches so far, which is very impressive. And Trippier, great player at right back, loves whipping in those crosses. He's really good at it, whipping in those passes as well. And the last 5, they have 4 wins and 1 loss, which is very good. And Newcastle currently sit in 3rd place, and my prediction for this game is going to be a 3-1 win for Newcastle. Wolves versus Chelsea. I could see this game being a even one, so let's start off with Wolves. They've not been too bad recently. In the last 5, they have 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses. Lopetegui got them out of the relegation zone, and they currently sit in 14th place. Onto Chelsea. Chelsea have been struggling. They actually sacked Potter, I believe, this week or last week. And Enzo Fernandez is a great player in the midfield, spraying those passes. He almost scored in the last match, and he's been playing pretty well so far at Chelsea. And in the last 5 games, they have 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So they sit in 11th place at the moment, and my prediction is going to be a 1-1 draw between the 2 sides. Aston Villa versus Forest. Let's start off with Aston Villa. They've been in really good form recently. In the last 5, they have 4 wins and 1 draw, which means they are unbeaten in the last 5. Watkins and McGinn have been popping off recently. Very good players, and they sit in 7th place. And they are 6 points off the top 3 or top 4, which is crazy. And onto Forest. They haven't been in the best form recently in their past 5 games. In the last 5, they have 2 draws and 3 losses, so no wins. And Brennan Johnson is a great player for them. He's a player who's scoring a lot for them. And they sit in 17th place. So my prediction is going to be a 2-0 win for Aston Villa. So Fulham versus West Ham. This could be a decent matchup. Let's start with Fulham. and they haven't been too good recently. In the last 5, they have 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses. And Mitrovic actually received a 8-game ban for pushing the ref, I believe. And they sit in 10th place at the moment in the Prem, Fulham. And on to West Ham. They've been struggling this season. In the last 5, they have 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. And Bowen is a very important player, as well as Declan Rice. And they sit in 15th place at the moment. And I see this game going to Fulham 2-1. Now Leicester versus Bournemouth. Let's start with Leicester. And they had an awful season so far. In the last 5, they have 1 draw and 4 losses. Maddison is probably the bright spark, or the player trying to create stuff for the strikers. And they sacked Rodgers as well, so I think he had to go, to be fair, because they kept on losing. And they sit in 19th place in the relegation zone. On to Bournemouth. Haven't had a good season, but in the last 5, they have 2 wins and 3 losses. Billing has been a standout player for them. They're nearly in the relegation zone. Actually, they are in the relegation zone. They sit in 18th place. And my prediction is going to be a 1-1 draw between the two. Now Tottenham versus Brighton. Tottenham have been decent this season. Kane, obviously a key player for them. And in the last 5, they have 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. And Conte got sacked, which is crazy because there was a problem there. So I'm not sure if they get Champions League football now, but we'll figure it out. And they sit in 5th place at the moment. Onto Brighton. They've been having a great season so far and playing amazing football. Matoma is a standout player, playing really, really good. And in the last 5, they have 3 wins and 2 draws, which means they are unbeaten in those last 5. And they sit in 6th place in the Prem. And I see this being a 2-0 win for Brighton. Now Southampton versus Man City. Expected to see a Southampton thrashing. That's what I expect. So let's start with the Saints. Big struggle this season for them. They sit in 20th place at the moment. Lavia has been a incredible player. I've seen that multiple clubs are out to get him. And in the last 5, they have 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses. And as I said, they sit bottom of the league in 20th. And on to Man City. As we know, a great side, play fluid football. And Jack Grealish has been picking up his form recently. He's been playing really well in probably in the past 10 games or so. And in the last 5, they have 4 wins, 1 draw, which leaves them unbeaten in those last 5. And Man City sit in 2nd place in the table. So my prediction is going to be a 4-0 win for Manchester City. Now Leeds versus Crystal Palace. Battle of the mid-table teams. Let's start with Leeds. They've been in okay form recently, but the team loves attacking. I know that, just the way they play, they love attacking. And in the last 5, they have 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. And they have some young talent. And that young talent has a lot of energy. So hopefully that helps them out a bit. And they sit in 13th place at the moment. Onto Crystal Palace. They recently sacked Patrick Vieira. as their coach, and they beat Leicester 2-1. That was Roy Hudson's first game back, and they've been in pretty bad form. In the last 5, they have 1 win and 4 losses, and Zaha is obviously a very special player in that team, and they sit in 12th place in the Premier League at the moment. And my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Crystal Palace. And the last game, we got a massive game. Liverpool versus Arsenal. Great game to end the weekend off. And let's start with Liverpool. And they have been in okay form recently. In the last 5, they have 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. And I do believe they really need new midfielders, because they have like Milner, Fabinho, kind of players getting up there in age. And Salah, even though people said he's not doing too well this season, I believe he still has like 26 goals or something this season. So he's still doing pretty good. And they sit in 8th place at the moment. Onto Arsenal. They've been playing very well. Gabby Jesus is back for Arsenal, which is a huge positive, and I love watching them play. I support the club obviously, but the way they play is incredible. And in the last 5, they have 5 wins, which means they won all of those 5, and top of the league with 9 games left. So I do believe they can win the league. And my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Arsenal. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.